When I first heard about trading, I thought it was honestly a complete scam. I was like scrolling TikTok like most other people, and I saw people flashing like crazy P&Ls making 2 to 3K a day. And in my mind, making that amount of money was completely fake. Like anytime I saw someone making more than like $500 a day, I was like, no, there's no way. Because my whole life I was taught, okay, you have to go to school, you have to get a good paying job, and then you'll maybe make 100K, 200K a year. And this is all that's possible in life. And when I first started seeing all this stuff pop up on social media, this is really all I thought. I thought this was fake. All the screenshots, everything was just hype, not real results. But the more I watched, the more I wondered. You ever scroll TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and see some dude make 2K in a day and really wonder, is this real? Is this something that's possible? Well, that was me, right? I was kind of doubting it at first, and then I just thought to myself, what's the point of doubting, right? Why am I doubting something that people have done? Why not have an open mind and just be someone who is curious and trying to get into this and see what happens? Worst comes to worst, I could, move away from this, not do this for the rest of my life, and go do something else like every other person. So I opened an account and funded it with $2,000 that I worked summer jobs for, and I just kind of went right at it, right? I was taking trades. I had a bunch of beginner luck, win after win. I thought I cracked the matrix. I thought this was like the get rich quick. I'm literally going to make millions of dollars in 2 years, and I'm going to leave, everybody behind. I'm going to go live this like crazy life. And I basically felt like the Wolf of Wall Street after the first few weeks. But you know the story, right? Beginner's luck, not really knowing what you're doing, and then trade after trade, it ends up going red, 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 and then you begin to understand, okay, this is not what people made this out to seem. This is a hard skill, and if I keep doing this, gambling thing, all I'm doing is just randomly hoping and praying that I'm going to make money versus actually having a skill that's going to make me money for the rest of my life. So is it real? Is it fake? It all depends on how you approach trading. If you're going to get into trading just to gamble your money and think that you're going to get rich quick in 2 to 5 weeks, you're going to lose a ton of money, and you're probably going to kind of leave with the impression that everything is fake, right? If you don't do something the right way, you are going to think it's not right, right? Like, it's not true, because if someone is making 5K a day and I just did this and I can't make any money, it's probably not true, right? Everyone is scamming. People don't actually know what they're doing, and everything that I'm seeing online is fake. Well, is it fake, or do you not come in with the right approach? This is how exactly I thought when I first started trading. I thought it was just completely fake because I couldn't do it. And then I started realizing and studying some of the best traders, and I figured out, wait, this isn't just about making money. This is a risk on business. I'm putting in money, I could potentially lose money. So if you manage your risk first and you think about what you could lose, this is how these people started to approach this, and this completely like shattered my mind. I was like, whoa, now you have to actually think about what you can lose. But if you limit your losses, there's really only one way that your equity curve can go, and that's when everything kind of just changed and opened up for me. When you first get into this game, it's basically all chaos. People are shouting different strategies, indicators, discords, mentors. Everyone is trying to find the kind of like golden pocket or like the golden secret sauce that just really doesn't exist. And you'll learn this after a few weeks, even maybe some months. You're going to search for these things that don't exist, the secret sauce, and you're never going to find it, right? The only success that you're going to get is from hard work, dedication, and having discipline within trading. And the sooner you understand that, the sooner you're going to be on the actual right path to making money as a trader. And it's not just you. I know this because I was doing the same thing. I was chasing charts without context. I was FOMOing into trades that everyone was hyping out about. I was trading when GameStop was a thing. Everyone was talking about GameStop. People got lucky. I saw people make millions of dollars. And then later, a few months, everyone is losing every single dollar that they made because they don't actually understand how to trade. They're just glorified gamblers. You think you're learning by making money, but really you're just reacting, right? You have no rules. You have no system. You don't have anything that's going to keep you in the game. This is where everything starts to change. The moment you start implementing rules, a risk management system, your whole philosophy on trading completely changes, and you realize that it's not a get rich quick scheme. If you place a trade and then you start praying that the trade is going to go your way, that's not trading. That's just donating money to the market makers. Do you want to be the person who's funding Wall Street, who's giving these people all this money to live this glorious lifestyle? Or do you want to be the person who actually is able to make money from trading consistently? That's what you have to start asking yourself. If you're serious about becoming a trader, you have to trade like a professional. You have to think like a trader. You cannot think like a gambler. Now, the thing is, most people start to quit at this phase. They start realizing trading is harder than what people have made it out to be, and they just quit and they give up. Now, the thing is, you could either be a quitter or you could be someone who overcomes the hardships and actually gets rewarded for the actions that you take. This is what I decided to do. Instead of quitting, instead of just saying this is never going to work, this is a scam, what I did is I believed and I looked to see who the best traders are in the market. And from there, it was all history. All I did was learn from those traders. I learned their strategies. I learned their mindset. I learned their psychology. I learned everything about the best traders in the world. I was completely obsessed. And this is the type of level you have to get to if you want results. If you want to be the 10%, you have to do what 90% of people will never do. I stopped trying to get lucky and I started to get organized. The first thing that I did was start journaling my trades, and it really revealed to me all the things that I was doing wrong. I wrote down literally every single trade I took, why I entered, when I entered the trade, the size that I had, my mentality going into the trade, everything that I did right, everything that I did wrong. And this really revealed to me as a trader my personality, the way that I like to trade, and everything that I was doing wrong that I could fix later down the line to actually be able to trade consistently. That journal exposed me. I was chasing dopamine and not an edge. I had no plan. I was just chasing the candles. I didn't even know why I was getting into trades when I was getting in, and I knew something had to change. I started tracking my data and I built a simple spreadsheet. I was tracking my average win-loss. I was tracking my average risk to reward, and I was tracking all the things that I was doing wrong and all the things that I was doing right on the trades that I was taking. This literally changed everything for me. I started actually building a playbook to taking the setups that match my personality, my criteria for trades, and also my schedule, knowing that I couldn't trade at specific times of the day. Every single trader is different. This is the beauty of trading. You're going to be different from other people because you have a different psychology. So you have to learn your own psychology. And this is a journey that trading kind of takes you on. You learn a lot of things about yourself, things that you do good, things that you do bad, the ways you control your emotion. And these are all things you can improve on every single day, but you won't be able to know unless you journal and write down your thoughts and emotions in real time as the trades are taking place. I also built a set of rules. You need to have rules for yourself as a trader. A max stop loss. So if you take this amount of loss, you're basically done for the day. You need to know your average position size, and you need to know red flags to avoid during the trading day. For example, I'm not someone that likes to trade low volume, so I don't trade during lunch hours because this is usually when volume is very low. These are all rules and things you have to learn about yourself, create a rule set for yourself as a trader. That way you know exactly what you should be doing and what you should be avoiding that fits your personality and your criteria as a trader. Suddenly, I wasn't winging it anymore. I had a system and something I was confident in. Even when I was losing money, I would still have confidence because I knew that I was building good habits and that it will take time to actually develop the skill that it is for trading. But I knew I was doing it right, and that's the most important part. If you reward good habits versus rewarding dopamine, you're going to make so much money down the line in trading because you know your system works, you know you are profitable as long as you stick to your plan. The hardest part is just sticking to your plan, and this is where the most money is made as a trader. If you want to use an amazing software for journaling, I love to use TradeZella. I've actually partnered up with them to give you guys a discount code TOC, and you can get 10% off every single month or 20% off for the yearly subscription. This is probably the best platform for journaling that I've ever seen in my life. Honestly, it kind of like maximizes and minimizes everything for you to make sure you know exactly how you are taking your trades, winning your trades, your win-loss, all these things that you need to know are done for you with TradeZella. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Trading isn't hard because the markets are random. It's hard because of your psychology and because you as a person are random and you don't follow a rule set or psychology and risk management. This is all the framework you have to build yourself as a trader who wants to become profitable and not someone who's just doubting every single person who makes money online trading. This is why people say trading isn't real, because they've only tried the lazy version of trading, which is basically just glorified gambling and saying that you want to be a trader. Do you want to feel like a trader, or do you actually want to be a trader? Do you want the dopamine, or do you want the results? You have to choose, and you have to put the work in to make sure that you get to the point where you want to be. The turning point isn't getting lucky once. A lot of people think, oh, I just need to get lucky once and I'll make $1 million. That is not the turning point. The turning point is figuring out that you need to have a system, that you need to be psychologically strong. You need to build up your psyche, and you need to actually have rules for yourself and plan for your trades. For me, everything changed when I started following my system and I lost. Now, that might sound crazy, but the first loss that I took following an actual system made me realize I can actually do this for a living, because I didn't feel emotion anymore. I didn't feel like I have to revenge trade. I felt like the trade just played out, and it's going to be a trade that is still good because I did everything right. I followed my rules. I literally did everything to the T, and I understood that, okay, the market could go against me. I accept the risk, and I know that my strategy is going to result in bigger winners, smaller losers, and more winners over time eventually. So all I have to do is just take the right setups, let time catch up, and I'm going to make a ton of money as a trader. And that's when I realized I don't need to win every single time. I just need to trade well every single day and follow my rules. If you're still watching this, here's what I want you to do. I want you to pick just one setup, a setup that looks the best to you, the one that you're the most comfortable with. This is something that I usually like to do, the one that is emotionally the one that I'm the most confident in. So if I see this setup, I can visualize myself getting in and having confidence to hold through, because I have confidence and conviction within this setup. And then I want you to study it, track it, and really master that one setup before you go chasing 10 other strategies and 20 other indicators. Focus on one setup, one kind of strategy, and see if this strategy could work for you and could make you profitable as a trader. From there, I want you to journal your next 10 trades of this setup. Write down where you entered, write down where you exited, your emotions during the trades, the things that you did good, the things that you did right, and really learn and study why the trade went your way or why it didn't go your way. Not just saying it's up to luck or up to chance, because it's not, right? It's up to your preparation, it's up to your psychology, and it's up to having the plan for the trade that is correct. And doing just those two things, you'll learn more from that than any YouTube video you're ever going to watch, because at the end of the day, it all comes down to the reps that you put in within the market and not reading like 100 different books, right? It's good to get a bunch of different knowledge, but you want to put the reps in as a trader. Everyone learns from experience, right? And the market is the best teacher. If you get in the markets, if you learn from the markets firsthand, this is where the most experience is going to come. And after doing this, you want to start writing down your rules. Challenge yourself to make your rule set for yourself, whether it be writing it down in the comments on a Google Doc, whatever it is to hold yourself accountable. Write yourself a rule set, right? Know exactly when you're going to be entering trades. Know exactly when you're going to be exiting trades. Write down rules that are going to keep you safe in case you make an emotional decision. Write down rules that are going to make sure that you don't overtrade. These are all things that are going to keep you from getting into that gambling mindset and actually trading the right way. And then see what you do in the heat of battle when money is actually on the line. Do you revert back to your gambling ways, or do you actually follow your rule set? You actually follow your plan, you live to fight another day, and you make a ton of money over the next 1 to 2 years. If you could do this, I promise you, you are going to actually see the results you are looking for as a trader, versus just blowing up your accounts every other month or every other year, just coming back and thinking everything is going to get better without really doing any work. Well, the hard truth is it's not. I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to help you see that trading is not a get rich quick scheme. And if you work on your craft, it can genuinely change your life. Most people will quit before they even get to becoming disciplined as a trader. They trade the lazy way, and they don't even get to the point where they allow themselves to see if their system and trading is even actually for them, because they never actually start really trading. They're always just gambling. But if you're still here, you are built different. And I'm telling you this for a fact, because I was in the same position as you when I first started trading. You are built different. You're going to overcome all the obstacles, but it's you versus you. No one is coming to save you. I'm here to help you, but you need to put the work in. You need to make sure you're following your rules and become the trader you know you can become. Respect the craft, build your edge, and follow your rules, and just see what might happen next. I'll see you all in the next video.